Your hemp farm.
Yep.
So I'm playing with your hemp here. Val, if you get a close up of this real quick. This looks, it smells, it grows just like weed, just like cannabis, but this is not cannabis.
Correct. This is the hemp version of it that has less than 0.3% THC, which is the federal guideline.
And that's the male version. The female version is what people get high on. This is the male version.
No, this is still the female plant.
This is still a female plant.
It's just the terpenes and the cannabinoids and the THC profiles are different.
Okay, so let's walk. Now this has been bred, so there's no THC.
No, there is, but 0.3%.
Tiny
Yes.
amount. Now, when you're processing this, what are all the different things that you can actually use out of this plant that a lot of people at home think, well, people are just partying and getting high?
Well, they use this, and for instance, in our franchise stores, we sell a lot of this for people to smoke for stress, anxiety, for the CBD aspect of it.
CBD.
Right? It can help with inflammation, it can help with sleep, it can help with appetite suppressant. So there's a ton of different things that CBD itself can help with.
Okay.
This stuff here, though, what we're doing here is we're growing this for seed reproduction. So when more and more farmers want to start growing hemp, we can provide them the seeds to do that.
Okay. And what other type of industrial materials? You know, I hear about plastics and papers and all of that kind of thing. What are some other things people don't realize?
So there's about 50,000 different things that you can use hemp for.
Okay.
The problem is that there's no real infrastructures built yet for it. So you got concrete, you got plastics, you got wood flooring, all that, but there's no real structures that are built to handle the amount of hemp that you need. This here could get blown through an extraction facility in a couple hours, and it's not even enough to do one house in concrete.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't hempcrete much better all around than concrete is?
It is, because from what I understand about concrete, now I'm not a concrete guru, but so it's either this way or it's the opposite, but concrete breaks from the outside in.
Okay.
Hempcrete breaks from the inside out, which makes it last a ton, many years longer. Again, that it might be the opposite, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But it is much stronger.
And now, if I'm not mistaken, you can get cannabinoids out of this, right?
Yes.
And we only have discovered something like a dozen or so cannabinoids, and there's hundreds more that could be discovered.
Yes.
And the amount of medicine that can come out of this plant is already groundbreaking, and we still have a lot more research to go, right?
A ton of research to go. There's a ton of cannabinoids that we don't even know about yet. Right now, we have the most popular one. It's the CBD cannabinoid. CBG, CBN, those are starting to get pretty big. Delta 8, which is the new hottest thing right now. THCV, THCV 9, which is your THC, the high one that people get the high from.
Yeah.
That has to be below the 0.3%.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like it, burns like it, smells like it, tastes like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing,
If
and
you
it's legal.
If you showed this to college Ryan, he'd be grinning.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think this hasn't taken off as far as an industry? I know it's starting to. Why do you think it hasn't blown up just yet?
Because I don't think there's been enough regulations, and I don't think they understand the true capabilities of it.
Okay.
It's also, you got to think that a lot of companies, and this is just my opinion, but a lot of plastic companies and concrete companies and fiber companies, that once this takes off, it's going to hurt them financially.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah,
So-
you're right. The oil companies, this will hurt. The papers, the plastics, like you said, construction. Everybody's going to have to retool for hemp.
Right. The way that I see it is, I see my great-grandkids not knowing a lot of the stuff that we conventionally use today. They're not going to know the paper straw or the plastic straws.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be hemp that they use when they get older.
Yeah,
I
right.
think the great thing about what we're doing is we're kind of in the forefront of it. I mean, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just taking the wagon wheel and we're making a Michelin, I guess, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And more companies are going to start getting involved, and it's going to start evolving. I just don't know if we're going to see it at that full level in our lifetime.
And you said one of the really unique things about all this hemp here is from seed to harvest was 3 months.
Yeah, this is about 3.5 months. It kind of depends on the weather, and it also depends on what type of flower you're growing. So in my other greenhouses, we have a 75-day turn. So in 75 days, by the time we plant it to the time we harvest it, it's 75 days. And then we have about a 2-week drying cycle, and then it's ready for retail. This stuff's going to be a little bit longer because we have to get it completely dry, and then we have to break it down and harvest the seeds from it.
Yeah. That's okay. So any last things that you want to shout out to the people at home who, again, misconceptions, potential, whatever you think was most passionate in your mind about all this?
What I would say is this isn't the devil's lettuce. This isn't marijuana. This is hemp. It's federally legal. It's changing people's paradigm and the misconception of what this truly is. This can do miraculous things for people's health. This is going to do miraculous things for a lot of the infrastructure industries out there. And this is the future. It's just getting people to understand it is the hardest thing we face.
And you know, actually somebody had shown this to me that I was blown away. Mitch McConnell, leader of the Senate, you know, lifetime politician. There's a video on his YouTube page where he's standing in this massive hemp field.
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell owns a huge hemp field.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And the U.S. Constitution, if I'm not mistaken, was written on a hemp paper.
It was
right?
written on hemp paper.
Yeah.
It was. Yep.
So you guys, I want to let you know, this is a cornerstone of the campaign. The 5th District of Missouri could absolutely tear it up and explode off of this little guy right here. This could bring an agricultural revolution to Missouri that our ag guys and our ranchers and everybody out in between the eastern counties have no clue just how much potential there is. So this is an issue that I want you guys to research. It's an issue that I'm really, really passionate about. And the next generation of agricultural revolution, it's right here, you guys. We just gotta learn about it, okay? Thanks.